Namaste to all. Hope all of you are doing great. So today we're going to talk about kids and internet. So when it comes to internet, it is just not um, a small world where we could actually name out and pick out few things. It's a huge um, a way of um, things that we could explore in a good stand, but the other way around, there are a lot of risks, and the worst thing that we could even think of is kids and pornography. So, no matter um, you know the best measures that we could take to prevent such websites to pop on, or to have such advertisements to pop on while kids are using the gadgets, it is really difficult for any parent to monitor and to help their child to bring them back to a normal psychological way of leading life. So, what are the other measures that we could do? We could help our children mm, to not find themselves indulged in such cyber uh, bullying. So, the do's that I would like to say is that the first thing would be um, how we as parents have our day-to-day activities, you know, makes a lot of difference, and sets an example to the kids, um, because children mimic their parents or the elders around them. So this plays a major role. So as parents, or as elders, we have to set our daily activities in a way that there's no too much of gadgets, there's no too much of um, you know uh, too much of video watching, or too much of typings and phone calls on and on and on. This will help them actually to say that mm, there's space for the other set of activities to be done, and there's some amount of time that is spared for the use of gadgets. This is the first thing. So, as parents, we must have a clear cut um, set of policies to adhere in the house. That's the first thing. And the second thing would be that uh, give a bright exposure towards books, um, because that is definitely going to help them in terms of everything that they try to do in their day to day life. Because reading and um, more of seeking information through a book makes a lot of difference than to uh, surf out, or than to just look into the answer and then to address it. So that's the second way where children will be able to adapt that kind of circumstances once we start inculcating such habits. And the third thing would be that visits to libraries plays a major role. So the activity for the week would be, take your children to the local libraries, and let them choose their own kind of books to engage, and you will definitely find the results. Make it a point of having frequent visits to to the libraries, and there's a positive approach from our end, and the children will be able to help themselves in a better way. Um, this also helps in replacements of gadgets, um, and more of exposure towards book reading. That's another thing. And the third thing, I think that's the third. Yeah, the third thing is that I'm sure um, we all have a bookshelf at home. So let's try to, um, associate ourselves towards the bookshelf on daily basis. Okay, uh, let's have a creative way of showcasing those books, to present it in um, in a way it is supposed to be showcased. So every week we can switch on, or every week we can add on a new book, and picturization of that particular book will help the child to reach out, and it would help them to connect with the book, as long as it is used, as long as the bookshelf has been used on daily basis, as parents, and as long as it kind as long as it is presentable and accessible to the kids, uh, anywhere they reach out in the house. So please, make it a point of connecting yourself towards the bookshelf. That's a great idea. um, and Yes, so and also, we have to always remember that that books uh, can never be a substitute for anything, or for um, to gain knowledge. There is no substitute for books. Okay. um, there's also another thing, a very very easy thing. Okay, we can always have a dictionary, a pocket sized dictionary for the kids, where you know uh, and for the adults as well, because, as I said in the beginning, children always mimic uh, their parents, and they always try to grasp things from their atmosphere, and that's that's something that uh, we have to be very very careful with whatever we do on daily basis. So here the dictionary plays a major role. You can replace the pocket size gadget to a pocket size dictionary, which will always be helpful, where we can switch on to the pages and not going on and on and on with the surfing mode. Yes, so these are with the do's, and with the don'ts, that is internet. Okay, as we try to inculcate such policies for the little ones at home, they would gradually try to pick on a positive approach towards the world. And here we must be able to help them out to face the real world and not the real world, where communication must go on with face to face approach and not just the screen there. um, and also, as adults, we should also have this habit of, or we should try to imbibe this habit of, you know not to have the data on throughout the day. Turn it on when it is required, turn it on when there is something to be uh, surfed on, to research on. That is another way to to help ourselves to stay away from the use of gadget. Remember that it is not the screen time, it is what we watch matters a lot. Okay, it is what we see through um, the screen. I may have the gadget in front of me for about 1 hour and just going ahead with statistics or the research papers with a slight note on, yeah, with whatever information that I wanted to gather through surveys that's available online. On the other hand, it can just be of 10 minutes or maybe just 2 minutes and not inappropriate content. So, what we watch matters a lot. This goes for the kids. Okay. So, of course, no matter, uh, uh, there are many applications to help us be protective um, over cyberbullying or over certain websites which are not age appropriate for our little ones. But, you know, as stated earlier, it is definitely not possible for us to look into it with 100% note. So you can actually make your own policies, make your own set of principles at home for the little ones. And I'm sure as time passes by, they will understand and they will try to nurture themselves in a positive manner. So, yes, um, proceeding further, well, I was talking about, use the internet as and when it is necessary. We need not have it completely turned on for about 24 hours. Yes, that's a very, very important point that I wanted to share and let the children know that, as adults as well, like, you know, a phase where the gadget is used to send messages or to receive messages to for calls or maybe a set of surveys to be looked into. What more? What more? I don't think it is um, a substitute for books, because again, knowledge is not just about uh, you know uh, a question has been asked and it's not just the answer to be given. Knowledge is something that we have to acquire where we are able to solve a particular problem, and that is how we get the real time experience, and that's where we gain more of knowledge, and that's how we are able to help ourselves. So let this uh, let this way of leading our day-to-day life be an essential part of what we could display it to our little ones. um, yes, that plays a very, very major role. And what else? And one more important thing is that have a dedicated space uh, to keep your cell phones, um, because you know the child moves from one place to another place, and most frequently they get to see gadgets everywhere, and that happens uh, just in fractions of seconds with an immediate contact with the gadget, and they get connected easily, and this, and as adults as well, we give them that space, or we give them that feel that cell phones are always supposed to be kept to ourselves, or just uh, you know a a distance where we could always reach on to. Yeah. So this habit of carrying the cell phone everywhere we go, and to have it placed anywhere that we want, um, it is we're just creating a space for our little ones uh, where we're trying to tell them that there's always a relationship between uh, the human and the gadget there. So do not give that intense feeling or relationship towards gadgets. Um, uh, so please have a dedicated space at your house to keep your gadgets, and uh, go ahead and use it and place it back. That's going to help the child to not have frequent contact with the gadget. Yes. And what else? Yes, and that's it. So if there's something more, as parent, I would, as a parent, I would love to hear it from you all, because there's always, um, you know, uh, to learn more from each other. So please do comment. We will definitely discuss on more with everything that has been. Uh, that has been helping our child, or that has been looking into the perspective of a brighter world where we could help our little ones to grow in a beautiful atmosphere with whatever we could. So please do comment, and we will definitely discuss on those topics. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead.